We are headed to meet up with Brad and Jimmy at Rivers Run, and we're going to do a deer hunt this afternoon and duck hunt. This is January. It's the middle of January when a lot of great things happen in this part of the world in Delta. Ducks are here. Big bucks have kind of gone into a post-rut period, so it's going to be fun. It's just great to be here this time of year. My wife and I, Mary, have decided to sail Rivers Run, and it's been a great thing for all of us to be a part of at Primos, and Mary and I are a little bit sad about it, but at the same time, it's just part of this time in life. This week on The Truth, we relive some of our favorite moments at Rivers Run as we say goodbye to my favorite place in the Mississippi Delta. Primos Truth About Hunting is brought to you by Bushnell, Savage, Federal, Matthews Archery, Yeti, Squincher, Polaris, and Primos Hunting. Speak the language.
But you think about over the years, I can't believe it's been 11 years that you've owned this property and all this we've done, all that we've gone through, and think about it, looking at the book and all the deer we've been lucky to grow and shoot here and pass, and think about the big one.
Yeah, it's actually been 12 seasons, 11 and a half
This will be the
years.
12th.
But you know, not just deer hunt here, but get to know the deer so well. You give them names. You know.
What about your big deer? I mean, that's one of the biggest deer ever shot in the state of Mississippi with a bow.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't.
No doubt.
You never.
No doubt. You know, you
talk about that.
Being able to manage them and being able to watch them and keep the cameras going year round, and some of them get great characteristics, and cutting their ear, a big tear on their shoulder, something, blind eye, allows you to know who they are even as they grow back in the velvet for the next year. At one point, I thought 7.5 was the perfect year for the biggest horn growth, and every once in a while, it's 6.5. And 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, those deer, 7.5, those are great deer.
You know, thinking back, we talked about that. You know, you shot a deer when Will first bought this place. You shot a deer before that was ever
planted in trees. It was an old cotton field.
Yep, and those deer were coming out there eating that what's called hen bits, just a natural
green
yep.
growth. Winter growth.
Yeah.
Troy and I hunted it last night, saw a bunch of bucks, but they were all at the far end, way too far for us to get a shot. So we come in here this morning after we got through hunting and put this ladder stand in and set up closer to where most of the deer set up. These deer were hungry last night, so hopefully they'll be back. There was a couple of good rack bucks in the bunch. We couldn't get too good a look at them, but we'll see. We've been seeing a big buck in here, but we didn't see him yesterday afternoon, so maybe he'll be back. I don't know. Good Lord of mercy. I ain't looking at his horns no more. Okay.
Just keep walking his way, big boy.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's hit. Watch him.
He's stopping out there. He's going down, Mr. Jimmy. He's going down. You got him.
Oh, man. Oh man, I couldn't look at them horns, Kevin. I couldn't stand it any longer. Oh.
You're pretty deer.
Oh, he's gorgeous. Tall and high and heavy. And thank you, Brad Ferris, for finding that buck for us. I owe you one, bud. Oh man, look at that, heavy. Broke off his brow tine early here, but whew, man. Isn't that pretty?
Fine, Mr. Jimmy.
Oh man, how you gonna beat that? That is. Oh man, he been fighting too. He's all tore up. He is tore up.
Good mass on
Oh yeah. You see that?
I guess.
Ain't that something?
This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Height Spot Quivers, Black Gold, and Ripcord.
You know, one thing, it wasn't fun at the time. It's pretty funny now. Years ago, what we call mamas, I was sitting out there and on the ground, Eric Skinner, who was one of your first caretaker here, first manager of the property. And I mean, deer comes out. It's a pretty 8-point, big old stocky body. I was like, man, he's old enough to shoot him. But he wasn't a high-scoring deer, but I said, I'll shoot him. And so he got out there, and I had a gun. Man, I was all excited. Got back to the skinning shed, and Will come walking there. You shoot that deer? I was like, yeah. I thought he was mad for shooting a deer. What had happened, he had one of the big deer he was bow hunting that you had been hunting. You were just fixing to. I mean, he was coming, you were going to draw on him, and when I shot, it spooked him.
Yeah, and we you know, they were videoing Will, and when they heard your shot in the background, that deer just turned around and left.
Well, you know, that's why mainly the place is bow hunting only. But we started using guns a little bit, you know, to make a good TV show and so forth, and to enjoy the place. And that one day, that that gun went off, and
He's like, ooh, what was that?
yeah, I'm not having nothing to do with it.
Hey, to me, one of the prettiest deer that we've taken on this place was Mr. Johnny. You remember that? You know, you had a pro staffer down here. He'd been working for us all year long, done a great job. So Will invited him down to hunt place, and Mr. Johnny was on the far south end of the property, so he put the pro staffer on the far north end of the property. And where did Mr. Johnny come up? At the north end.
I mean, I was
and
so-
old Kenny nailed him.
He sure did. It was so great. And the deer was a high scoring deer, is a 9-point, but gosh, he's tall, lengthy
Long
tines.
tines.
He's just absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful deer.
You know, some of my greatest times here are those duck hunts. And that one place is called Barking Dog. Man who owned the place for me named it Barking Dog. All right, take them.
Buddy.
Beautiful double. Good shot. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! I got to give you a high five on that boy.
Buddy.
Look for no bands on them legs. I caught you. Brad, he's looking for bands on them legs when they come in.
Can you get any? You got
Grab a
turkey
stick right there,
sausage
Art. Stir that for me.
Oh no.
Come on.
That's right there.
Get a stick.
Oh, y'all know you got to have some.
As long as I ain't deer meat.
How much you say when?
That's what I'm talking
Thank you, kind sir.
Improvise. I'm not gonna put the sugar in
It can
there.
be venison. It's not deer meat.
Perfect. Perfect.
Well, you got it. Look right here, Keith.
You know what that is, Brad?
I ain't seen it so long.
That's South Mississippi snow.
And we even got. Look what we got with us. Get it loaded up.
You don't want me to hurt you. You don't want to do that.
Are you gonna react?
If I react, you go down, it ain't my fault. Good job. Doubled up. I got behind him on the first shot. I just stopped my swing for some reason. Okay.
Polish, you want some coffee? Hold on, Will. Check him out. Good, Will. So you only got the 2 bullets. Watch out, buddy. Come here, buddy. All right, Colin. Come here, buddy. I got him. I got him out of the jerk string. He grabbed my duck and took off. That duck got 3 bands on him, buddy. Love, give me that shark, folks. Please, get that duck.
Hey, I know what's wrong. You hear that duck? She's on the water. You gotta sound like a duck on the water.
Be still, Troy. Be still. Golly.
See, I told y'all it worked. Look at that. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Get your son, boy.
Good shot, T-Roy. Good shot. I'm missing clean.
Too close?
Good boy, bud. Here. Good boy, buddy. Yeah, I love that, man. I just love it. Watch that pair, man. Man, it ain't all about killing, 20 ducks. It really ain't.
It was a great morning.
We laughed, we had fun. Nobody, well, you got wet.
Yeah, not too bad. But the ducks we did kill just.
I'm telling you, when they come in them holes and they come over the top of that timber, they do this and that old wing just rolls down and feet drop.
Brad, it was November. We had a cold front coming, and you and I had chosen to build that little food plot on a ridge, and here in the Delta, a ridge is a 12-inch elevation change.
It's not much of a.
And we built that, planted that food plot, got that north wind, and went in there, and dadgum if we didn't kill a nice
Well,
buck.
I remember that. I was in Illinois, driving back from Illinois, and you called and said, I saw a big deer right by Jeremiah. We got north winds coming. I remember driving in that morning up here, and we went straight to the stand. And dang, he come out just perfect, came right.
Oh, you
down
like
that
to
plot.
kill me because you said, when the deer walked up, you said, shoot him sitting down. Because if I stood up, I was going to block some of the camera.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, I don't like to shoot. I don't like to shoot sitting down. I like to stand up. And we got it done.
You did. And he ran in that water right there and fell. But
If he'd have gone much further in that water, you were going to get him.
Look, who cared? We didn't care then. We were gone.
Well, today, we don't have to whisper because the wind is blowing so hard. I don't think anything will hear us. We are hunting a little bottleneck right here. They'll walk out there in that water, but a lot of times they'll skirt this, and we got a food plot planted right on the edge. It's going to be about 22 degrees tonight. So, I'm saying the rut's just going to keep getting better.
It seems when the first deer come to a food plot, it kind of starts a chain reaction of more deer coming. That is, if the first deer thinks everything is okay. This small buck came in headed straight for several does that had walked into the food plot from behind us. Because of the wind, the camera couldn't pick up the grunting this little buck was doing.
but this big guy could definitely hear it. This old boy didn't like Junior in his territory, much less seeing Junior chase his does on his home turf.
Meh.
Hey, you're going to get him.
I'll gladly go get him, buddy.
You know,
I'll go out there barefooted to get him.
you know, we have been in all over the country, hunting elk, mule deer, goats. I'm just telling you what, there's something about hunting at home where you know the country. You put a plan together. There's something about a big whitetail. It's something about bow hunting. To be blessed with this cold front, cold, just everything coming together. Joker's heavy, even in the water.
That's a dream come true right there. That's a dream come true. Man. It's a dream come true. Holy smoke. Wait till Mary sees this. She's gonna be fired up. Closed captioning for the truth provided by Final Approach. This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Ozonics, Mossy Oaks Biologic, and Native Nurseries, and Ceasefire.
But you remember, Jimmy, I know me and you talk about this, and you were there, the deer that Johnny St. Clair shot, who's Will's farm manager now, and Will took him over to food plot he named after his dog, little dog, Andy Bell. Andy Bell North, we call it. And that deer walked out, and you were filming Johnny with that 45-70. And I mean, what a frame on that deer. He came walking out. That's still as good a frame as you'll ever see anywhere in the country.
He's a great deer.
I wouldn't want to be no deer coming in this field today. Squeeze the trigger. You know what buck that is? That's that big white 8.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that. And look here.
Somebody even had enough. Somebody even was fighting with him. That's a horse. That is a horse.
You know, the Mississippi Delta has got to be one of God's special places in the whole world.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we share some of that over at Cottonmouth, but here, the actual Mississippi Delta, it's something else.
You know, when talking about building that, when you talked about building Paul Corn, a lane we cut, and I remember you let me bring Morgan up here, and then she was little bitty then. It's one of the first bucks she shot here. I remember sitting there one morning, beautiful, cool morning frost, and it was 8-point came walking right out, right in front of that blind, and you know, some of my greatest hunts are with her. I mean, we've hunted all over, many memories, but something about when you're with your family and
she was little.
You know,
she's grown up, a pretty lady now.
She's
grown up.
That was fun to get to share. And we went back over there and we tracked it up, and you were there with us when we found it.
This is no doubt has been a special place to Primos and the company, and us.
We've made some great memories sitting right here in front of that fire right there, laughing and talking and plotting and planning. Good night, how much plotting and planning have we done. We have wore out a map looking at it every year, at least 1 or 2 copies.
Coming January 2017, it's going to be farewell to Rivers Run Farm.
It really has been an incredible opportunity to be here and hunt here. But I thank y'all for being a part. It's been special.